Hi everyone, like I said before, my name is Julia, and today we'll be presenting our cataloging summary of the whole summer.
Overall, we've covered 147 square miles. We spent a lot of days cataloging. I can't even quantify that. And then in total, we've covered 181 built assets, 146 natural assets, and 47 low-lying roads and intersections.
One is the new village center that's going to be built in Northeast Ham. The idea is to put housing, local businesses, commercial areas, parks. So it's going to try and become this new kind of hub Main Street area for East Ham. Some of the issues though with that is Route 6 runs straight through East Ham, and that's the only emergency route or evacuation route for the Outer Cape. So there still needs to be a highway available for ambulances and people to evacuate quickly and safely. But also trying to, make it a pedestrian-friendly area. So kind of trying to balance those two things is going to be one of the major challenges of East Ham in the coming years. On top of that, it's also a low-lying road, which makes it all the more complicated and vulnerable to flooding issues. So those are two of the main issues in East Ham. Additionally, the Route 6, the rotary nearby is a protected marsh inside. So if it could not get any more complicated, it does. And then, so yeah, those are two places that we're thinking has a lot of potential for innovative solutions, either with infrastructure, housing, net zero energy. And then the other one is 580 MassHCIC. It's a plan to develop, there's plans to develop the top floor into affordable housing units owned by the town, and the bottom is already like a local thrift shop that the town does own and rent or leases out to people. So we were thinking that's another potential area for affordable housing. And then some of the challenges, like I said, the rotary, which is also protected marsh, they also have a lot of flooding and low-lying roads, and that village center that's along the highway. So some of the solutions we've been trying to look for are flood technology improvements. There's a lot of companies now trying to do AI to predict where flooding is going to occur. And I know the CCC also does a lot of work with that as well. New road infrastructure that could possibly be more bike friendly, pedestrian safe in East Ham because there's so many cars going really quickly in that area. Another one we've been talking with Paul Lack for the new village center is Voltpost. It's that EV charger that's disguised as a lamppost. So that way, because a lot of these towns don't want to distract from the character, or sometimes the EV posts or chargers are not as appealing to people. So putting those is kind of just blending them into the landscape and infrastructure. Additionally, East Ham is not going to be fully sewered for a while. So finding innovative alternative septic systems, technology that can improve nitrogen like Blue Planet would be awesome. And then additionally, East Ham's really trying to push to get more solar energy, clean energy into their buildings. So doing something like an innovative solar energy company like Active Services, where they're actually making smaller, lighter weight solar panels. Other ones are trying to do sealants on solar panels to increase their longevity by 10 to 20 years. Because oftentimes dust collects on the panel and it makes it kind of go out of use much more quickly. So those are just some of the challenges and solutions for East Ham.
And then for Chatham, the town has already purchased 2 parcels of land. One of them is affordable housing, and then the other is attainable and affordable housing. They have a limited amount of land because so much of it is already developed. And we've identified some of the abandoned sites that have been labeled as potential sites for innovation. So one of them is the underutilized second story of the Marconi Museum. It was being considered as a potential for a satellite campus for housing Northeastern, but it fell through around COVID. And then the pump house at Riders Cove Landing is also currently used for storage. And then 127 Old Harbor Road is being planned as a site for innovation. We don't have those on there, but a big potential for innovation is also the beaches. Since Chatham is on the elbow of the Cape, there has multiple interacting currents, and the erosion is particularly severe because of that. And so the sand travels north and south, the sea levels are rising, and then the barrier beaches are also moving irregularly. And so Greg Berman has emphasized the coastal erosion as one of, if not their most pressing issue. They erode more and more each year, and the town spends money to kind of put a Band-Aid on that. And so that is specifically a really interesting avenue for innovation. Because like none of what's going on right now is sustainable or economical. And so yeah. So for challenges, there is a lot of solar that's gonna need to be replaced because Chatham has basically maxed out on their solar. There's a lot of flooding near the fish pier. And then, like I said earlier, new housing developments, and a desire for energy efficiency. A lot of the problems that we identified had to do with HVAC systems and energy efficiency. We thought that was interesting, like when we went to Greentown Labs. I don't know why I messed that up. When we went to Greentown Labs, we saw a sealant or on the interior that could increase the energy efficiency of HVAC systems. Was really interesting. So that's something we identified here. The airport also has a lot of leaks and flooding. We went inside the airport and they told us that it literally rains in the guy's office. So that's a problem. And then there's gas-powered landscape tools. Is this one of the
This
innovations?
is from the Climate Action Network, your guys' plan, so thank you for that. But yeah, those are some of the solutions you guys are implementing, so not too bad.
Yeah. So I think we've already just discussed climate, right? And then improvement on solar technologies like the innovation we saw at Greentown Labs. Flood prevention management, like I said, Chatham is in a unique place on the coast, and then energy reduction plan. So,
Thank you.